Okay then, so I haven't been playing or bringing games on the Spectrum for a while, so I thought it was time to go back to good old Speccy. And Specky, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry, I said Specky, but I didn't mean to correct you.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, so the game I'm bringing is from 2024, late 2024, and it's a sort of action puzzle game called The Blond by Tomasiano74, which I think it might be an alias for Tom Martin, if I remember right, the author. And I think it's the same author of Isa Brave, another nice Spectrum game. We might have mentioned it before, but I don't think we reviewed that game.
I don't recall the mention.
All.
No.
It's a good platform, possibly inspired by Rick Dangerous.
Okay.
There's similarities also in the name, except that that's a woman, main character. But anyway, this is a game for Spectrum. It has both a 48K version and 128K version, which is the one I've been playing because it has music, and music is a very nice addition to this game indeed. And there is also separate English and Spanish version if you want.
Okay.
Oh, and I think that there also used to be a special Halloween version, but it was only available for a few days for a charity, and I don't know if it's still possible to find it. I think it's also worth mentioning that this game won an award by Planeta Sinclair last year. I think it came third in a Game of the Year under the puzzle category.
Yes, okay.
It's a sort of puzzle, but it is so fast and needs quite a lot of precision to play that I would rather call it an action game or action puzzle game. Some thinking, but the thinking is maybe 50-50 with the action. It's a game, let's start from the narrative, that takes inspiration from the famous movie The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Very famous Western movie, but I don't think you are very much into Western movies, Andy. But
I never used to like them, and then I think it all started with Westworld, and then I started expanding and watching some other old Italian Western movies with Raimondo Vianello and Walter Chiari, and then other stuff.
Western comedies then.
Yeah.
But this is one of the most famous Western serious or dramatic Western movies ever. You have seen it, I suppose.
Yes, but years and years ago, this one.
Yeah.
I seen it. I didn't enjoy it though when I saw it. I haven't looked at it.
Well, it's pretty intense and violent, as typical Sergio Leone's movies. Anyway, this is the game. This is the movie that inspired the game, and maybe one scene in particular, where the good so-called character saves the ugly from the gallows.
Yeah,
but it's actually a scam, because they're friends, and they essentially, the first one turns the second to the sheriff and pockets the bounty, and then saves him by shooting the rope of the gallows at the last time, and then causing some havoc so that his friend can escape. So in this game, you are the blonde or the good character, and once again you have to help Tuco, the ugly, escape the law.
Tuco Salamanca.
Which means basically you have to help him reach the horse which is at the right bottom corner in each level. Usually the character Tuco starts at the top left, and well, in the first level he starts literally at the gallows pole with a rope around his neck, and as soon as you shoot the rope he will start running on the screen. So you don't control Tuco the ugly, you control the blonde character, Tuco just starts running for the horse, and he doesn't stop. He just runs, also straight into dangers, of course.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I can see.
So if you don't do anything, he just bumps into walls and then turns around. He falls into gaps, but if he hits anything that moves, usually he just loses a life. In the meantime, you are the blonde, and you are another character at the bottom of the screen. You can only move left and right. You are actually invulnerable in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's say it's not your problem what happens, but the purpose is that you have to make Tuco live alive. So what you can do as the blonde character, you actually toggle between two different modes by pressing the space bar. In one mode, you stay in whatever place you are, and with the joystick or the keyboard, you move a sniper scope or the target.
Yeah, it's a rectangle, isn't it? Or a square on the screen.
Yeah, it looks like a square with a little circle in the middle. So, and then with the button you can shoot bullets exactly at the point where the sniper scope is. So you move the sniper scope and shoot bullet exactly there.
Yeah.
And in a second I'll tell you what the bullets can do, because there's many things that you can do with the bullets. But then with the spacebar you toggle into a different mode where instead your character can move left and right, always at the bottom of the screen. And with the fire button you launch some dynamite that just goes straight up the screen, then falls down and might hit something that can be destroyed. So you have bullets and you have dynamites. The bullets instantly hits where the sniper scope is, and the dynamite just flies and comes back and then explodes.
You know what? I was looking at the videos of this and I couldn't match what you were saying up to what I was seeing. So you're the one at the bottom,
yes,
of the screen, not the one that's coming down.
No. You're the one at the bottom, and you have to somehow guide your friend.
I know you said
in
this,
his reckless run, so that he reaches the exit.
Yes, but there's also seems to be some other characters as well on the screen.
Yes, of course.
That's why I couldn't understand what was going. Yeah. Okay.
Of course, there's enemies. So in fact, with the bullets, you can do many things. Obviously, you have to aim at the correct place. So there are adversaries on the screen. There's a sheriff, or actually more than one in some levels, who are running after Tuco with the manacles in hand, ready to arrest him. And they actually run faster than him in general. You can shoot at these sheriffs and then they just disappear. You just see the hat remaining there. But after a few seconds, they will respawn again. They always respawn. Then there are also riflemen hiding in some places and shooting bullets, trying to hit Tuco. And you can also shoot them, and then they would also come back. And some minor critters like snakes who don't actually move, but once again, if Tuco runs over them, then he loses life.
Yeah.
But then you can also shoot Tuco with the bullets.
All right.
And in that case, you don't harm him, but you make him jump.
I was going to ask exactly that, because he jumps. He looked like he was jumping by himself.
No.
Yeah. I see. Yes. That makes sense.
By himself, he just runs straight into whatever is in front of him. But if you want him to jump over some gaps or dangers, then you have to shoot it just a little before.
Wow.
And then there's a couple more things that you can shoot, such as almost every level, but not necessarily all levels, have a sign that says exit. I don't know why they chose exit. If you shoot that sign, you make Tuco turn around and change direction.
Okay.
This is very useful to make him avoid falling somewhere or just go straight into some danger or something like that. And another thing you can shoot with the bullet is a church bell in some levels. And this would make Tuco just stop wherever he is. And then you can make him start running again by shooting the bell another time.
Seems very difficult, this game. Like, really difficult.
Yeah, more on that later. It really is, if you want to know already.
My God.
But this is what you can do with the bullet. And then you have the dynamite. So the dynamite is more difficult to control because you just shoot vertically. And you need to move, which takes some time also because you are not that fast at moving yourself. So with the dynamite, you can also kill adversaries, even though it's not that efficient because it's difficult to aim. But most importantly, you can destroy some elements of the screen. I think usually they are white elements, like some platforms, or there are some wagons or carriages. These kind of things can be destroyed. So they are usually obstacles that might block the way for your friend to escape. So you have to destroy them and make the way. But with the dynamite, then you also should be careful because that also kills your friend. So you don't want to catch him in the blast of the dynamite.
No, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah.
Right. So in addition to that, there's a few more things. You can move some objects. So there are, for example, crates. Crates can be moved by you if they are at the bottom of the screen. They can also be moved by Tuco himself. When he bumps into them, he moves them like one step ahead and then he changes direction. But if he bumps many times, then he can move them further. And also the enemies can move the crates. And in some levels, you have to place the crates in a certain place because another way that Tuco can die is if he falls from too high in the screen. So there's a certain limit that he can fall without dying. So sometimes you have to move the crates below a gap and then let him fall the gap, but on the crate or some other object so that he doesn't die. All right, there are other complications, like there are wagons that move and you can have him jump on the wagons. But
I was just going to ask you, what masochistic instinct made you choose this game? It is, oh my God, one of the most difficult games. I don't know if I would ever be able to go past level 1.
It is terribly difficult. I was gonna leave it last. part of my review, but
leave it last. Yes. Leave it last. I'm just like, oh my God, this game
it is as cruel as the movie. Really, God. It's a torture in a sense, and I'm pretty sure that you would rage quit at level 1. In fact.
Oh yes, totally.
I almost rage quit at level 2. For some reason, level 2, I didn't get it for a long time, and then once I got it, I managed to maybe get to level, I don't even remember, 9 or something like that. There are 50 levels, so still less than 20%
50 levels. This game. My God.
Yeah, but it is definitely a hard game. And there's lots of limits also, because it's not just that, of course, avoiding the enemies or having Tuco avoid the enemies, it's not always easy. Avoiding falling in the wrong place, it's not easy. So you kind of need to figure out the right course of action. That's the puzzle aspect of this game.
Yeah.
There can be probably even more than one course of action in some levels, but even once I know the course of action, it still kills me so many times because you need to be quick and precise.
Say, yeah, exactly.
You definitely need to be quick and precise. And as I played it over and over, and I've been there to the levels, I know how to do them, but I still die lots of times.
I can imagine just, for example, if you want to maybe avoid a bullet and then make him jump and then he has to stop a second. I can imagine how incredibly difficult that can be, you know, like you have to do it really quickly. How can you even get to all these places in time? My God, I don't know.
It really is. And so you got 5 lives, by the way, but you also have
limited bullets.
You have limited bullets.
Oh my God!
And you even have limited time. Usually I die earlier than the time limit, but I think you have maybe 1 minute and a half or something like that before you run out of time. So you can't take it easy.
No.
Or just keep shooting bullet, find a safe place, keep shooting bullet to dispatch the enemies, and think in the meantime, because at some point you run out of bullets. You have 25 bullets. Usually they are enough, so you don't have to... I can't say, there might be some levels where you really have to spare every single bullet, but usually that's not the problem. But the dynamites, I think there are maybe 4 of them, so when you need them, you really shouldn't waste them.
That's okay. Yeah. It looks very colorful, if not, you know.
I think it's definitely well made in general. Well, it's got all the classic color clash of Spectrum, but we love it, of course. And I think it's a very good idea. First of all, of course, if Guido was here, he would know 10 other games that have the same idea. But I really like the idea, and I really like the theme, and the game has many small homages to the movie. First of all, the music. I think the music is by someone called DJ Kano, a name like that. Not sure how to pronounce
Kano
it.
from Mortal Kombat.
And so there's the music from the movie. Not the title track, but I think it's called The Ecstasy of Gold, that track. But if you hear it, you'll probably recognize it's some music by Ennio Morricone.
Oh yeah, for sure, if I listen to it.
Then you see also the little portraits of the actors. Clint Eastwood is the actor of the Blond, and Eli Wallach was Tuco. So it has a good atmosphere and everything, and it is as cruel as the movie, really. So it definitely fits with that.
So where did you reach? What kind of how many levels did you?
I'm not completely sure. 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Still working on that.
Can you save?
No. But of course, well, at some point you can play it on an emulator, save the states, because 50 levels. There are really many. I'm not sure if someone can win the game without using save states, because it's way too hard. You make a small mistake and you lose a life.
I see there are some rewards as well. How does those play? Reward $300. You got a little portrait as well.
Yeah, I think that happens every a certain number of levels. I'm not sure. Okay. And it's also meant to represent the fact that in the movie this is an ongoing scam by these 2 characters.
Yeah,
they go to a city or town, and then the main character turns the other to the sheriff, collects the reward because he's a wanted criminal, and then saves him, and then they escape and do the same thing on the next town. So every few levels you're supposed to reap the reward and move to a different set of levels with maybe slightly different graphics and theme.
Yeah, it does look appealing. It just looks like I would never play this because it just looks so difficult.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to you. I know you don't like the certain kind of games.
Yeah,
but I liked it, and I don't know if I'll play it until the end, honestly, because at some point I will also probably rage quit myself. But I intend to continue at least for a little bit and see where I get.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so that's it. That's my game for this episode.
Okay, let's have a quick break and then I'll be back with my game.
Okay.